Former President Donald Trump says he will appear in court today to, quote, fight for his name and reputation.
The former president is facing a civil fraud trial brought by the New York Attorney General. Fox 5's Robert Moses has more from State Supreme Court in Lower Manhattan. Good morning, Robert.
Tashani and Dan, good morning to you. The barricades are up in and around Foley Square ahead of the former president's arrival later on this morning. The trial is scheduled to get underway at 10 o'clock, and the former president is none too happy about it.
Former President Donald Trump arrived last night at Trump Tower, piqued by his civil trial that begins this morning in Lower Manhattan. He promised to attend voluntarily today to fight for my name and reputation. He called the case a sham, and Judge Arthur Engoron, who will preside over it, a deranged, Trump-hating judge, as well as unfair, unhinged, and vicious. The non-jury trial is the culmination of a lawsuit brought by Attorney General Letitia James. Engoron already ruled last week on the suit's main contention, that is, that the former president, along with his two adult sons and others, defrauded banks and insurers by as much as $2.2 billion by overvaluing assets to get better loan terms and cheaper insurance. If that ruling is upheld, the decision could force the former president to surrender properties like Trump Tower, 40 Wall Street, and his Seven Springs estate in Westchester. During the trial, Engoron will decide how severely to punish former President Trump and his co-defendants. James wants a fine of $250 million and a ban on ever running a business again in New York. The former president is expected to be called to testify, though not for several weeks. Former President Trump's children, Eric, Don Jr., and Ivanka, as well as his longtime fixer turned harsh critic, Michael Cohen, are also all on the witness list. Cohen says he plans to be in the courtroom today.
I'm looking forward to actually seeing him in the courtroom. I'd like him to be able to look me in the face to understand that he's created this, and this is the first time in his entire life that he is going to be held accountable.
The trial could last into December. In his decision last week, Engoron ruled that the former president and his co-defendants inflated the value of assets by huge amounts. For example, the former president repeatedly claimed his triplex at Trump Tower is nearly 3 times larger than it actually is. Engoron called the defendant's assertion that calculating square footage is subjective absurd.
The former president's promised attendance here later on today is a distinct shift in his tactics. Earlier this year, he did not attend a civil trial down here in Lower Manhattan in which he was found liable for defaming and sexually abusing E. Jean Carroll, a former magazine writer. Tashani, back to you.
All right, Robert, thank you.